So. Oh. So, let's see. Barry, while you are asleep, your sleep is pretty restless. Um, so, what you see is you again kind of have this feeling of sort of seeing a vision that you have become quite accustomed to seeing, and you see what you see is two scaled creatures. One has dark red scales, and you see it. You can't really see up to see whether it's what kind of creature it is necessarily. You assume it looks like a dragon, so you're assuming it's a dragon, and you can just kind of see its feet, and it kind of steps in and kind of walks across, and as it does, you see a pile of what appears to be gold and treasures and whatnot, and you see a large great sword that's kind of laying there. And next to that great sword, or on the great sword itself, on the blade itself, are carvings of all these strange runes that are there, and they're sort of glowing this color, sort of a yellow color that's coming across. And you see at the very end of the on the pommel itself, you see pictures of what looks like giants that are kind of all around the pommel itself. And you see sort of this clawed hand kind of reaches down and grabs that sword and sort of swings it up and just kind of reaches out to you and sort of opens its hand and reaches out kind of in a giving sort of manner. Immediately then what you see is you see another green scaled creature that kind of walks through and is kind of in behind the treasure itself, and you see all these little goblins there. They look like little baby goblins, younglings, and you see that it takes a sword and is kind of cutting across the goblins and cutting them all down, and immediately the vision disappears, and you sort of see this as you kind of pull away, this silver scaled creature sort of standing there and points to both sides, either the green dragon or to the red dragon, as it kind of pulls away. And you wake up kind of all sweaty and whatnot. And as you do that, the scarab that's there, you hear it's kind of flittering every once in a while, almost like beetles' wings are moving, and you hear sort of a twitter, like a beetle sound, not a twitting, I guess it would be. Every once in a while, go tick, tick.
Okay, so when I wake up, I'll just put my hand over it to see if it's like moving or anything, if it's just the sounds coming out.
Yeah, so it feels like there's just sound coming from it, but you do feel like the wings, every once in a while, you feel a little bit of almost like a small tremor that kind of moves from that.
Who's up on watch at this point?
Let's see.
I think Relenia took first watch, but
Yeah, the Relenia it would be.
All right, I'll just go sit by Relenia for a minute, catch my breath, try to make sense of what I've just seen.
why are you not sleeping?
I've been having visions sometimes when I sleep. This one was very, very strange.
Like, were there sugar plums?
I wish it was that. No, this was about dragons. And this great silver dragon basically pointed out like two different swords. It was really, really, really strange and disturbing. But it was almost like I had to make a choice between this huge great sword versus this other. But it seems like the swords might be useful either against giants or maybe goblins. I'm not really sure.
Oh, that sounds very useful.
I don't know. It's very disturbing. All these dragons and giants and whatever. Timora speaks to me, but sometimes she's not very clear. I'll just sit there for a bit, just quietly trying to make sense of, what I've seen.
Yeah, as you sit there, you do see that um, the skies are pretty clear at this point. You see a lot of the stars and the constellations are there. You are able to look up and see Timora's constellation, which seems to be particularly bright tonight compared to other nights. You're not sure if that's just because you're acutely aware of Timora herself, or if it's just kind of your brain kind of playing tricks on you. Yeah, it sounds pretty peaceful. A lot of cricket sounds and frogs in the distance and things of the sort.
Okay, I'll stay up with Relina until her watch ends, and then I'll go try to get some sleep again.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys continue to go through the watch. The watch seems to be pretty uneventful, and the watch is over.
The second sword, what was it? The one that the green scaled dragon had?
Yeah, so he was swinging a sword and it had what looked like barbs on the edges of it, like black, almost like burnt spikes that are all around the edges of it. And now that you kind of asked that question, you also noticed that there was a shield. You saw a silver shield, just the bottom of it, that had similar kind of barbs all along the bottom of it.
Okay. The one the red dragon had was a great sword.
It was a great sword. Yep. The
Okay.
other one was a long sword.
While we're talking about this and on watch and stuff,
Yeah.
Barry, can you stay on watch for a minute? I have to go to the bathroom.
Sure.
So Relenia kind of walks off behind a tree.
Sounds good. As you do, you're out of view of anybody else that you can see. And
Are you really just taking a pee break? Or are you doing anything important?
literally taking a pee break. So you kind of hear some rustling behind the tree, and kind of some rocks being kicked around, and some rustling of some leaves and whatnot.
That's when prestidigitation comes in.
A whole lot of grunting. That's like, who does number 2 work for?
Right.
All right. After a minute or two, I come back.
Alrighty. Sounds good. Melton.
Yes.
It's going to be a rough night tonight for everybody. So, Melton, you also have some very strange dreams. You're dreaming of being in the Underdark, being chased by the Drow. And you're quite familiar with the Underdark in the area, and you feel like you've really kind of made your way and are moving through the Underdark itself. And as you come to a common place that you know of that has some lava that sort of flows down the river, that you know there's some rocks that you can jump over. Immediately when you kind of come around the corner, you see on the opposite side is a Ganassi. And those, obviously, if you remember correctly, are the kind of the plain touched creatures, and he's one. He has kind of fiery type of hair and whatnot, and you see him and you immediately know that typically they're quite friendly to you, and you're like, ah. And just as you smile, he pulls up this crossbow, and as the crossbow comes up, you don't see a bolt in it, you don't see anything, it's empty, but there's a large skull on the front of it, and its mouth is open wide and almost as if it's screaming. And as he pulls the trigger and the crossbow bolt goes, you don't see anything coming to you, but you feel this burning sensation. You're right immediately in the center of your chest, which kind of makes you step back, and he just kind of smiles and cackles, and then you immediately wake up. You look around, you see that you have Relina and as well as Barry are kind of sitting over. You see Relina just kind of walking back from a tree, and kind of walking back to Barry. Barry appears to be, maybe a little more nervous appearing, or just not quite herself.
What are you two doing up here? Well, I never mind. I didn't know where you were going, really, but for Barry, where are you doing?
Just had a bad night. Nightmares, visions, not really sure. What about you? You should be sleeping too.
Oh, well, I was dreaming of sugar plums dancing in my head.
That's better than scaled dragon beings with swords.
Yep, I guess so.
Relina, your watch continues on, and time has now passed where it's time for you to pass the watch over.
My watch has ended.
Melton, I guess you're up next, is that right?
Yep.
All right. So Melton continues with his watch. Relina and Barry, are you guys going to stay awake, or?
I'm gonna go try to get back to sleep.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'll try to get some rest.
Gotcha. So Barry and Relina go and lay down. Melton, laying out there, on your watch or sitting on your watch with your dark vision, you see that out in the distance, there's several animals that kind of roam fairly close. Owls and things of the night animals that you see. On occasion, there's some stars that kind of shoot across the sky, but your watch goes pretty much on without any hitches or anything like that. William's not taking a watch, is that correct?
Right.
Okay. So, Melton, you're kind of working on your watch there, and you see William kind of tossing and turning throughout the night. William, you keep kind of mentioning in your sleep, and even Melton has kind of heard you saying, kind of going back and forth about this scar, this dragon scar that's on your chest, and constantly talking about saying, I need to go north. And you kind of have that in your brain where, I don't know if you've had dreams like that, where you don't really, you do things and you're like, why in the world am I saying that? Or why in the world am I doing that? It's something I would never do. And you keep having this dream of going to the north and trying to see to get to the north. And you see these people that are in sort of these long, dark capes, and they have helms that kind of have sort of these kind of things that stick out of the side of them that look almost like horns, and they're kind of black and covered. And you see them kind of all standing around, and they keep gesturing for you to come closer and to come closer. And in the background, you hear what sounds like the roar of some horrific, huge creature, and they keep kind of motioning for you to come closer and to come closer. And in the background, you see a large ship that's sitting in the middle of a field, and it's just kind of sitting there, which is very peculiar because there's no water anywhere to be seen, but there's a large boat there, and it has a very large ballista on it. You immediately wake up, and Melton, you see the same as William wakes up.
Okay.
That was weird. Is it still dark out?
Oh yeah, it's still dark. Crickets are cricketing. You don't see Melton anywhere. There doesn't appear to be anybody on guard.
I'm gonna go up there then. There's no one on guard? I don't see anyone up, awake?
Melton, you see William doing that. He's about 60 feet away from you.
Yes. Here, I'm here.
Oh, I can't see you there. What's around?
Open your eyes.
You see most of the other people sleeping. You see Barry and Relina have fallen asleep. You see Stig is motionless, laying there. And then you see, as you wake up, there's all these kids that are all around your feet, that are all sleeping next to you and snoring.
Well, if it's still dark, I grab one like a teddy bear and go back to sleep. One of those kids helps me sleep.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, just a
Go
little
ahead,
weird.
Michael.
He's tired.
Have at it.
His standards are low.
Wow. It's a good thing you're south of Belliard. If you were north, man, that would be a whole other issue. Alrighty. And then, Stig, just before you're able to get up for your break or for your watch, you also have a weird dream.
All right.
Let me bring it up here. So you have this dream of Helm, your god, right? Standing there, and you see the symbol of Helm on this abandoned church that appears to be in the grasslands, kind of the small wooded area. And on that, you see the symbol, which is on the top of that building, and you feel the beckoning call that you need to go and investigate this in your dream itself. As you become get closer and closer, there's a smell, a peculiar smell that you smell, and it smells of like not rotten creatures, but creatures that don't really take care of themselves very well. I'm trying to think of a good example. Not orcs, not goblins. You just can't quite put the smell, but you know it's something similar to that. That seems to be surrounding this church of Helm that you know so well, and it irritates you, it aggravates you, it angers you when you kind of see that. And then what you see is that you look up to the sky and you see what appears to be this angel who is in the sky and has this large shield, a silver shield with the symbol of Helm in the center of it. And he's fighting, but you notice that he seems to be fighting Helm itself. And finally they're fighting back and forth, and you big clash and fight, and you see that the angel is fallen by the god of Helm, and underneath him it kind of opens up where you can see one of the 9 hells, and he kind of falls into the into hell. But as that happens, you see the shield that he carried falls separately, and actually falls down, and you see it kind of fall into this ruined temple of Helm. And as you kind of see it fall into there, you see that it becomes under disarray. As you kind of come back and you start kind of coming back from away from it, the church goes away. You follow the trail. The trail continues. You see off in the distance a large inn that has a wall around it. And then suddenly you see a halfling village. And then you continue back and you continue down until you see what appears to be golden fields and wake up.
Okay, so I got a general idea where that's at.
You know pretty much exactly where that's at.
Okay. How far do I think it is?
It's
Day-wise.
probably a half a day.
Half a day? Okay.
You wake up as well, kind of sweaty and whatnot, pretty much disturbed from the whole thing. Look around, you see Melton sitting over wherever Melton would sit, and kind of on his watch. It's pretty close to your time.
Hey, Melton, do you mind if I go for a swim in the river real quick before watch?
Yeah, go ahead. Be my guest.
Got a little hot when I was sleeping
Watch
there.
out for the alligators. I've seen some out there swimming.
I'll go take a dip and then relieve him and watch.
Alrighty, sounds good. So you take a quick dip, water's cool and calming to the scales, and out you come and over to Melton.
All right, Melton, I got the watch.
Okay, I'll stand relieved. Don't forget your general orders.
I won't leave until I'm properly relieved.
Yeah, the 12th one. Walk your post from flank to flank and take no shit from any rank.
All right, and so you are able to go to sleep, Melton, and the night continues to pass through. Stig, you're able to watch. You see the sun kind of rises up over the Forlorn Hills. Beautiful sunrise. as it comes up and over the hills there, and the rest of the group starts to wake up. William is the last one to wake, and you guys find them all cuddling with a small halfling child.
Cuddling, but not in a bad way.
Yes, exactly, as a parent way.
Hmm.
What a night. At least it looks like somebody got a good night's rest.
Oh, is my guy awake?
Yeah, now you're awake.
You know, I properly place the child with the rest, just on top of him. That was, weird dream, but great sleep.
You have strange dreams too?
Yeah, didn't make any sense of it. Boats on fields, crazy stuff.
I had a dream about a field. Helm sent me a message that I need to go to this temple. It's about a half day away. In the vision, I saw the path.
Is it north?
God, I wrote down everything else.
Yes, it's
Is it
north.
north? Yeah, it's to the north.
Everything's north.
Yeah, north. Even in my dream, everything points north. Everything wants us to go north. Wonder how north.
I
This
didn't get a dream of any directions, but I did dream of some pretty interesting weapons being held by scaled beings. One of them was a pretty sword, a huge great sword with runes carved in it.
Sounds a bit evil, those runes.
Yeah, mine had Dro chasing me. I had a dream, and this Genasi he shot me with something, and then I woke up.
Genasi. Isn't it pronounced Genasi?
Potato,
I thought it was
potato.
called Genesee.
Oh, okay.
And you're a barbarian, anyways.
I call them soft folk, soft skins. Did you see any symbols in your dream, Barry? Like the one on my shield, a glove with an eye on it.
Did I?
No, you didn't. You only saw the very bottom part.
No, the shield that I saw had I saw a long sword and a shield with like black spikes and barbs all over it. And then the other was a large great sword that had carvings of different runes, and it had like giants like engraved around the pommel. It was really beautiful, but yeah, I didn't see anything like yours.
Giants on the pommel. Was this like a sword made for giants?
Hard to tell, Barry, on your image, to be honest.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell at all.
Alright. Well, we're heading north anyways. Wonder if someone's playing with us. It's way too much of a coincidence for us all to have a weird dream at the same time.
I'd like to head to this ruined temple if possible. It seems like it's been desecrated by the smell in my dream. Need to
Well,
correct that for Helm.
yeah, I believe, since it's north anyway, let's go see if we can figure this out for Stig.
Alright.
Okay.
We don't want to try to find out where these orcs came from.
And they come from more orcs.
Okay, let's go.
In the north, maybe they're involved with this temple.
Well, let's go.
All right.
All right, we'll head out the direction I saw.
Rock's still with us?
Oh yeah, Ruck is still with you. Ruck is like, I don't sleep very good tied. I wish you guys would stop tying me up. I'm not going anywhere. Where am I gonna go?
Did you have any weird dreams, Ruck?
I did.
Oh yeah, of what?
I dreamt that I was captured by 5 people. And I woke up.
Yeah. Well, at least your dream came true.
I wish it hadn't.
I'll check with Rowan before we head out and see if we can get a few rations just to carry us over, just in case.
Yeah, so Rowan says we do have some food. He says I can probably spare about 3 rations a person, so 15 total.
It's greatly appreciated. We don't know how far we have to go before, we get to, the next civilization. So it's much appreciated.
Sure. Yeah, my pleasure. I'm glad I could help out.
Okay, well, be safe, and hopefully you won't be attacked anymore.
I hope so. I'm a little concerned, to be honest with you. I hope that it's all gone and over. The kids kind of continue to kind of wave and sort of try to get William's attention and whatnot, and everybody seems to be pretty thankful. And they kind of wave as you guys all walk away.
Oh, walk away. We ride on horses.
Sorry, as you ride away on horses.
Yeah.
Okay, Stig, since you have a rough idea of where this temple is, we'll let you lead.
Okay, I'll start leading us that direction.
Okay, sounds good. The path seems pretty easy for you. You guys see that he's kind of moving away from the river. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I was just changing one of my spells.
Oh, no problem. I thought somebody had said something. I apologize. And so you guys sort of follow this path, and it kind of enters into what appears to be not a fully wooded area, but kind of a large, scattered woods. You can still see light that comes through the trees and whatnot. As you kind of continue, you approach. You see there's ahead about 100 feet, there's what appears to be a ruined temple that you can see. It's overgrown. There's broken rocks and whatnot. And in front of there's 2 sets of double doors. And in front of the double doors, you see a creature that none of you have ever seen before. It stands there tall and it appears to be very noble.
Noble?
Yeah.
Was it posing? Oh, okay, that kind of noble.
And it just sort of sits there and kind of looks tentatively back and forth to the left and to the right.
I like that horn.
It's pretty nice, isn't it?
I'll walk up to it.
Okay. As you get up to... Oh, go ahead, I'm
While
sorry.
he's walking up there, can I cast Speak with Animals as a ritual?
Sure, you sure can. So you continue to walk up, and as you get... how close are you going to get?
He's gonna ride it.
I'll get within like 10 feet.
Okay, gotcha. So as you continue to walk closer and closer, you feel this mix between fear and awe of this creature. As it appears to be a huge muscular stag. It's about the size of an elephant. It's kind of covered in golden scales and has kind of some golden fur as well. And the eyes are these deep violet eyes as it looks, and it sees you coming, and it just sort of kind of stands there and watches you come. And as you get about 100 feet away or so, you all hear in your head the creature says, "Why have you come to the temple?"
I'm a cleric of Helm. I'm Stig. I was sent a vision that this temple had been desecrated, and I'm here to correct that.
Many have come saying they're the Brothers of Helm. However, how do I truly believe that that's the case?
Look at my shield, my amulet. You can ask me questions.
He looks at you, he looks at the rest of the party, he says, "You are not all travelers of Helm."
No, we're banned from the Lord's Alliance. I'm the only one from Helm here.
I am from the Emerald Enclave.
He kind of looks to you, Relina, and he says, "The Emerald Enclave. You do not look like a brother, sister of Helm."
I am not.
We don't get many visitors, and the ones that we do are quickly removed or dispatched. I think it's interesting that a brother of Helm would be so draconic in nature.
The all watchful, does he only care for, soft skins?
No, he cares for all. It's just not many that I see that have been of the lizard folk. It's unusual. How did you come under the service of Helm?
I was a mere healer in the Mirror Dead for the lizard folk, and we started working with the Lord's Alliance in order to become a better healer, more prepared and vigilant for the lizard folk. I started studying the Church of Helm, or the God of Helm, then slowly found my way.
You're here to restore the church to its rightful power, return it back to all its glory and its beauty.
Yes, I'm going to cast Detect Evil and find what's causing this and get rid of it.
There's no evil here. If there was evil here, I would take care of it.
Do I smell the stench I smelled before? Or?
You don't, actually. You don't smell any stench.
Well, in the dream, I smelled a stench of dirty. Rid this area and cleanse it.
Well, I've been here for many, many of eons, and I have not had anything come to this temple.
I saw a silver shield fall to the ground inside the temple with the helm on the outside. Is there a shield there? That may prove my story.
I know nothing of a shield. I was just sent to guard this. However, I do know about Marakel.
Who's Marakel?
An angel, a fallen angel, unfortunately.
I saw an angel in my dream.
Could be one and the same. I don't know what it has anything to do with this cathedral.
Well, I saw the angel fighting Helm himself. And he got slain and fell down into another plane, and the shield fell here, and then I could smell the smell of dirty people.
Please, step forward.
I'll walk forward.
Alrighty. The rest of the group, what are you all doing?
I'll follow him up. Is this thing speaking in our head still, or is
Yes.
it speaking?
It's not speaking any language. It's just speaking in everyone's head. You can hear it talking, I should say.
My guy mesmerized by its horn and is just watching that, thinking like what a beautiful dagger that would make.
Okay. Sounds good.
Relenia walks up just mesmerized by the creature itself and has no thought of, defense or offense, or she's just in awe.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
And Melton will follow him up.